Griffing Park. Griffing Park was originally an agricultural experiment by Arthur Stilwell to see what types of crops could be grown in his new city. After the oil boom, it became one of the most desirable luxury locations in town to live. For me, Griffing Park was where one of my grandmothers, and by extension where I lived, during my time in Port Arthur. The first place I remember living was a garage apartment at the Flanagans. Some of my very early memories are of me in my mother's bike basket riding down Las Palmas to her house or playing at Herman Park. When I became old enough to distinguish one part of town from another, I always thought of Griffing Park as different from the rest of Port Arthur. I think it was because of the trees and the houses. The trees giving a canopy of shade over most of the streets in the area, and the houses seemed like as long as you kept walking down any street, you would see a mansion. Most of my time in Griffing Park was in the summers, where I would head out from my grandmother's house with my aunts or cousins to the Tyrrell playground. We would try and balance on the curbs or try not to step on a crack and break our mother's back, or have mini races and contests along the way. The playground at Tyrrell changed with the years, but one year it was like a full-blown obstacle course. We would play there, sweating profusely in the summer heat, and then head back for a cool drink. Other times we would just go exploring, as kids are apt to do. My aunt, who grew up in the area, knew it very well and would give us a tour, telling us which friends lived in what houses and other such stories. To me, the neighborhood seemed like an endless maze, but if you wandered a bit, you would always run into a street that you recognize, and you were never too far from home. The houses were always a sight. Nice, colorful cottages, regular family homes, half-block mansions sprinkled throughout the neighborhood. No two houses are alike. When I would go exploring, I always looked forward to seeing different houses in the neighborhood. Griffing Park is best enjoyed in the morning, if for no other reason than to avoid the heat of the day with its oppressive humidity. Walking around in the morning, looking at the sunlight filtering through the trees into picture-perfect homes was always something I enjoyed. There is a magic about it, like a portal to another time that you can peer into and still see the greatness of the place as it once was. Griffing Park at night was another story. I remember going out into the neighborhood a few times at night. It was always so dark. The trees often soaked up what little light there was from the sky. The air was always so thick and humid and usually filled with mosquitoes. Whatever plans I might have had for adventure were quickly abandoned, and I went back to enjoy the great indoors at my grandmother's house. Griffing Park today is, of course, the mixed bag that Port Arthur has become. It is no longer the desired location that up-and-coming families aspire to move to. The houses that are there run the full range from crack houses that should probably be torn down to stately mansions whose glory is still there, if slightly faded. The neighborhood is still there. There are still people that appreciate some of those stately homes and take care of them. Every now and then I see signs of new construction when I drive through. Regardless of what Griffing Park may become in the future, to me it is like that light filtering through the trees, inextricably linked to the morning of my life.